guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's Thursday. I hope all is well. So I really wanted to change things up a little bit because this channel is all about relationships, motivation, and inspiration, and just talking about some of the daily challenges that I go through as well as what a lot of other people go through around the world. And you know, one of my greatest obstacles lately has been having somebody in your life that you love dearly, you love graciously, but that person has depression. And as somebody who doesn't have depression, it can be challenging trying to understand and to interact with the person that you love that has depression on so many levels, purely because you just don't understand. You yourself have not gone through it, so you don't understand it, and there are so many myths, so many things about it that a lot of people say that just are not true. It's just difficult to say the least, but it is also at the same time very heartbreaking just because you love that person so much and you just want to do everything you can for them and you want to try to make them happy. So that's what this video is going to be about. It's going to be from the perspective of somebody that doesn't have depression, that is dating somebody that does have depression. And I want to share with you guys some of the difficulties that I've had, which I'm sure many of you have had, and I also want to provide some solutions, and I really just want to be able to help out. First and foremost, I will say that the feeling that you will have a lot, or that you probably do have, is frustration. Frustration purely because you don't understand. People with depression have a whole nother way of thinking. It's not their fault, they don't mean to. It's purely because they can't help it, but they have a totally different mindset. They cannot help but feel and think the way that they think. And it is so hard because to you, it just doesn't make any logical or any common sense. But you know, it causes a lot of frustration, most definitely. And unfortunately, depending on the person you are and depending on how easily triggered you are, you can get pretty triggered, antagonized, and provoked very easily. And it can cause you to sometimes act or say certain things that you wouldn't normally say, or that you would just say out of anger or out of spite. You know, try to minimize that as much as you can, because at some point those things that you said will come back to haunt you or to bother you per se, because you realize that this person cannot help but feel and think the way that they think, and they do what they do. And there you are, you said and you probably did a lot of things that maybe you shouldn't have said or done that actually did hurt this person, and you cannot help but feel overwhelmingly guilty about it. And that is honestly a very horrible feeling. I will say I've had a lot of arguments with my girlfriend just because, you know, she was just in her in a very deep and down and depressed state of mind. Not that it was her fault, but and you know, I totally didn't understand it, and there were certain things that I just kind of said just out of frustration that I now, you know, I look back on and I'm like, you know, I shouldn't have said that, and I just feel really upset about it, and it absolutely breaks my heart. So that's number one right there. Realize they cannot help but feel the way that they feel. It's not something that they can just snap out of or just suddenly change. The second biggest thing I will say probably is patience. On top of trying to control and keep down your frustration, you're also going to have to try to develop more patience. So they kind of go hand in hand. You're trying to minimize your frustration, but you're also trying to maximize your patience. Neither are very easy to do, but you must try to maximize your patience. Patience is key, because your girlfriend or boyfriend is going to have episodes, and it will be on a perfectly beautiful and a very sunny day, and you know, you in your mind normally you're just thinking, how could anybody really at this particular moment be upset when we're just out here, we're having a good time, and you know, it's beautiful outside, this, that, and the third, but your girlfriend is just down for whatever reason. They can't help it, but you're just going to have to be patient with them. Comfort them. I know it is upsetting because you don't want to see them upset, you don't want to see them sad, but the very first thing you need to say to yourself is, okay, be patient, and then also say to yourself this: because I often do this to myself, and I realize actually that there's nothing that I've actually done wrong. It's nothing that you did wrong. It's not like this person is upset because of you. That is another big fallacy, or a lot of big a myth about people with depression, which is everybody else seems to think that they're depressed purely because of circumstance or happenstance, or because something bad is going on in their life, or there's a terrible situation. No, they just feel that way on any regular given day. It just happens sometimes. So you need to realize that it's not your fault. It's probably not necessarily anything that you did. So don't sit there and don't feel down yourself, and don't feel guilty about anything, because very likely you didn't do anything wrong. Number 3, put things into perspective. So the first 2 steps kind of go with this. At the end of the day, you do control yourself. You do control how you feel. Do not let these things ruin your day and control you and how you feel. It is a skill that needs to be developed. It doesn't just happen overnight, but it is something that you can mentally develop over time. And this is step number 4, which is actually going into the solution to all of this, which is to be positive, to exude positivity. Be right there, be at their side, hold them, cuddle with them, let them know everything's okay, everything's going to be all right. That is one of the easiest ways to help them in that situation. The other thing you must do is let them know you're not going to leave them. Let them know that you're there for them and that they are not alone. That is the other thing about people with depression. They often feel like they are alone. Help give them that faith and confidence. That will comfort them that much more, and that will, in turn, generally significantly reduce the amount of stress, anxiety, and depression that they are feeling in that particular moment. You know, my girlfriend gave me some credit recently. She told me, she said, you know, thank you for being there for me, and thank you for being the person that you are for me. She just says, you know, it takes a strong person to live with and deal with depression, but it takes an even stronger person to be there and to deal with somebody that does have depression. Like I said, guys, I'm brand new to this. I'm sure I will be making more videos on this, and I will probably even bring my girlfriend on some of my videos, and we can talk about this a little bit more. Very soon, she and I are actually going to be doing a podcast on this, so I will leave the link to my podcast in the description below. Either I will be posting it there, or I might just literally post it right onto YouTube, in which case I will literally put it in one of the cards. So look out for it. We're gonna be talking about her overcoming depression. I hope this video was helpful, guys, and stay tuned for more videos as well as my podcasts. And remember, think positive, and there is always hope. I'm taking care of my girlfriend's bunny for the week, so you know she had to go home for a little while, but here he is. Say hi, Livy. Say hi. Bunnies will really make you feel good too. They put you in a nice positive mood. Thanks for watching, guys. See you later.